Today I will be delivering a persuasive speech on seatbelts. I will try to encourage my professor and my audience that you should always wear your seatbelt no matter what. No matter what, like if you know the person you're driving with is a good friend of yours and you trust him or her very much, if you believe in them that everything will be fine. If you say, oh, wearing a seatbelt's lame and not cool, if you judge it and just think you're a loser to wear a seatbelt, which in fact I do know people who think it's lame and like stupid of them to wear a seatbelt. It's nonsense to me, but it really can save your life and it really will make a change in our everyday lives. Beginning with a personal experience I want to tell you about in which I did not wear my seatbelt, where I wish I have. Luckily, I did not get hurt, but still I wish I have had my seatbelt on. Was on a night last December. I was hanging out with my new buddy Kyle, who I met from the gym. He came over and we were hanging out at my house. We were actually drinking, to be honest. We were with a group of friends, my original friends who I hang out with like every day, and I decided to bring him involved and so he could meet new people. So we were hanging out at my house drinking, and I got a phone call from another kid who lives literally 5 miles down, not down the road, but 5 miles away, which is basically down the road from my house. He said to us, hey, I'm having a party, bring whoever you want, just come hang out and enjoy yourselves. So we were like, all right. Knowing we were drunk, we all drove. Me and my friend Kyle took our own car, and we got to Ocean Gate. We were just chilling. We were hanging out, having a good time, drinking some more, blah, blah, blah. And then my group of friends were like, hey, we're going to go home. It's getting late. So I was like, all right, I'm going to stay here with Kyle because he doesn't really know where he's at, and I was going to make sure that we both get home safe and sound. And me and him leave, and we make it to the road where I live at. And literally, there's light posts like every other house. And we were literally so close to my house, out of nowhere, he just falls asleep in the driver's seat. Just falls asleep in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat. Both of us don't have our seatbelts on. He falls asleep. We go up the curb, crash right into a light pole, head-on collision. Boom. Pole knocks over, completely destroyed, knocked the power out. His car was totaled. I have a picture even as proof it is totaled. We're so lucky to be alive. And not wearing the seatbelt was a crucial thing on our part because we could have died. And I'm not kidding. We should be dead right now. And I never would want to say that in my life, and I never want to announce that I should be dead right now. But from that accident, it was so bad that we really should have. We're lucky to be here, no joke. The airbags went off, exploded all in our faces. It was crazy because they say when the airbags go off, they have the potential to break the whole facial area. Precisely, I would think the nose, because the nose is so sensitive, at least for me it is. I got out of the car, ran right into my house, and I don't know. He got a DUI, and that was the end of that. But I'm going to tell you some stuff besides my personal experience relating to why you should wear a seatbelt. Me, in my perspective, will always wear a seatbelt now, and I do like seatbelts because they will save your life and protect you. I'm going to give you some history about the seatbelt. Now let's see. The seatbelt. This history of the seatbelts can be traced to designs created by the English engineer George Cayley in the early 1800s or 19th century. The first United States patent for the seatbelt was granted to Edward J. Claghorn of New York. This early seatbelt design was followed by other enhancements to Claghorn's basic safety belt, culminating in the three-point seatbelt that is standard in most modern automobiles. One other fact about the seatbelt or the history of seatbelts is a man, Niels Bohlin, he had developed aircraft ejection seats. Because of this, he is credited with the development of the three-point seatbelt design. Patented in 1959, the belt was included as part of the standard equipment on Volvos beginning in that same year. Several other automakers, including Ford and Nash, had offered similar belts as options during the 1940s and 1950s. Now with the three-point belt, that belt is a Y-shaped arrangement, similar to a separate lap belt and a sash belt, but unitized. Like the separate lap belt and sash belt, In a collision, the 3-point belt spreads out the energy of the moving body over the chest, pelvis, and shoulders. If you ask me, these are very clever belts because they offer lots of protection. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Wearing a seatbelt when not driving or riding in a vehicle is one of the safest things. Wearing a seatbelt, let me rephrase that. Wearing a seatbelt when driving or riding in a vehicle is one of the safest things that you can do. Believe me, that is very true. Seatbelts are estimated to save 15,000 lives every year, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So, some risks that are very crucial and severe, critical, you need to pay attention to this. Death is number one. The biggest risk of not wearing a seatbelt is the risk of death. Seatbelts reduce the risk of death by 45%. Now, if you ask me, that's incredible. You should wear your seatbelt. In fact, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports that 60% of people killed in car accidents were not wearing their seatbelts. You hear that? That's crazy. The failure to wear a seatbelt while in a vehicle is the cause of more deaths than any other behavior. Absolutely nuts. This can also, besides you don't want death, you don't wish death, but you could also have serious injury. Many people end up with critical injuries if involved in car accidents and they are not wearing a seatbelt. Injuries could include broken bones, small or large bruises, or even things such as a broken neck or spine, maybe even being paralyzed. Lifetime issue even. Same thing. When you do not wear your seatbelts, the risk of moderate or critical injuries is not increased, but when wearing it, it is reduced by 50%, according to an article from the American College of Emergency Physicians. Also, it's increased fines and license penalty points. You don't want those. Be smart about your life and your judgments. Do what's right and wear a seatbelt. Legal issues can arise if police catch you not wearing a seatbelt. Many states have laws regarding seatbelt use and have fines for people who do get caught not abiding by these laws. You can get tickets big time, and you can put points on your license, and you could even lose your license. I'm going to tell you one other thing. I'm going to tell you right now what causes people to not wear seatbelts. Perception of risk. This is a common reason for not wearing a seatbelt, is the perception of risk of an accident is low. For example, driving only a short distance and driving in light traffic are believed to be lower risks of activities. That sounds crazy, but it's true, folks. Forgetfulness. Another common reason is simply forgetfulness, related to some individuals who don't wear a seatbelt when they are in a rush or because it has become habitual for them to do so. Also, discomfort. People might get discomfortable wearing a seatbelt. Think, oh, it feels weird on me, it gives me a rash, irritates me. No, wear the seatbelt. It's for your best. Appearance. People are going to think they look stupid with a seatbelt. What is wrong with you? Wear the seatbelt. It's going to save your life and protect you. I don't understand. Because other people avoid wearing seatbelts because it wrinkles or otherwise dishevels their clothing. No. Just be smart. Another one is peer pressure. This is stupid. Peer pressure. Young people tend to not wear their seatbelts. Young people tend not to wear their seatbelts when other people in the vehicle are also not wearing them. Come on. What are you thinking? The seatbelt is a very important creation to our society, and everybody should always wear a seatbelt. From my personal experience, I have learned to always wear a seatbelt. From your personal experience, you might want to listen to me and breathe, inhale what I'm saying. Take it all in, digest it, because I speak the truth. I have the facts. I have the statistics. Always wear your seatbelt. It is for the best, although it could very slightly cause an injury here and there, but most times it will save your life, and it is for the best. Once again, I've been there. I've done that. I've learned the hard way, and I do not wish this upon you. I hope you act right about this. Avoid the tickets, avoid the death, avoid the injuries, be smart, and live life. Wear a seatbelt. Please, always wear a seatbelt.